Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Learn with Lily Jack. Today we are going to talk about natural woven materials when used in seating and case goods. So let's get to it. As we talk about woven materials today, we want to thank Shatu Rana Singh from Shampalamuda, New York City for requesting for us to talk about this particular subject today. We want to talk about natural materials that we use as well as some more synthetic materials that are also being used on seating and case goods. So I wanted to go over some of the natural materials we're actually using right now on a chair that we're manufacturing. This is natural woven cane. This is a tightly woven material. It comes a few different ways. It has a little bit of a coating to it. We place this type of material on seating as well as case goods. It might be on a drawer panel, it might be on a side panel. We are showing it here on a walnut frame that we've just manufactured. And this is actually showing double caning. So there's cane on the back of the chair, and then there's another level of caning on the inside of the chair. So you can see this is double caned. That's something you definitely want to specify if you want to see the double caning. Otherwise, you'll see the cane just on either the front side, and you'll just see the back of the material as it's showing here. So this can be left natural. We usually recommend doing some kind of a clear sealer on it. It can also be done where it is finished. I'm showing here on a finished sample where we've taken a dark stain and actually washed over the cane. You can still see a little bit of the natural material behind it. It's not completely opaque. And that's something you also want to specify. If you want a light wash on the cane in a certain finish, or if you want to keep it natural, what type of sheen you want to see on the actual material. There's also this spine material. We have to cover it with the natural spline material here. And again, this can be kept natural or it can be finished. And ultimately the wood frame behind it will be finished as well in the same natural material as the wood, or it can be finished in the actual color that we're finishing if we're doing it in a different stain, which we've done here. And you can see it on the back as well. So I wanted to show this tightly woven cane, as this is used a lot, especially in mid-century pieces, as well as other more contemporary and kind of transitional pieces. I also wanted to show this type of cane, which comes in both the natural material, just like what's here, but it actually has this pattern in it. Or it comes in what's considered more of a synthetic or resin material, which what is on this actual piece here on the sofa. We did this for a client because they were going into an environment that was going to have a little bit more moisture, and they were worried about the upkeep and kind of maintenance and wear over time with the natural material. You can see that this material is very smooth, and again, it is more of a resin or plastic type material that's great for using it in an environment that you might be concerned of the natural and its maintenance over time. I will say with the natural, we do kind of follow a process that once we put the natural cane on, we actually torch the material, because sometimes there are little pieces of the material that will be sticking out that may snag a silk blouse or what have you. So we burn it and we make it very, very smooth so it won't have any effect on anything that rubs up against it. So people really love the natural material. We use it all the time. You can take this natural material and leave it completely to the original color, or you can again do different washes of it over the natural material. I also wanted to bring up the natural cane when it's on the seat. So this is not something, this is an old chair that we've had around the factory for a long time, and it was one that we imported from Spain many, many years ago. But cane used to be done traditionally on the seat a lot, and for hospitality it's not something that we recommend, and you can see why. You can see that over time the cane has stretched out in certain areas, so that's kind of the issue with that. This is a natural material that we started off in the raw material. and we actually painted it opaque. And you can see over time that opaque finish will potentially chip and nick just like a regular wood finish. So there is a certain amount of maintenance involved with that when you go for a fully finished cane. That's why a lot of times we'll recommend to go more the natural look, or just to do a light washing, or kind of like a diluted washing of the finish over the cane so it's not so opaque. But I did want to show this just so you can see what it looks like when we do finish it, and why we recommend not going with the cane on the seat, but just using it more for backs and for arms and drawers and panels and things like that. So that is natural cane. I want to talk a little bit about other woven materials and what's available. This is something and a technique that we're using mostly overseas, but it's a rope material that can be done on seating, on seats, on backs, on arms, and there's different thicknesses available as far as the rope detail, and also there's different colors available. So if this is something you're looking at, we can definitely do it. And this is another material that also is natural, and it is a rope. There are other natural woven materials that are out there. This is kind of more of a grass weave. You need to know, again, a photo of the material or an actual sample so that we can try to match it. But grass cloth is actually something that we can duplicate. The last thing I wanted to talk about is weaving of leather. And this beautiful chair that we did for a project, the client wanted us to show a weaving detail on the arm. And originally this was going to be in more of a rope or resin material, but we worked with them on changing this to leather. So all of the detail here in the pattern is done with about a 1/4 inch thick leather, and it's rubbed and woven around the arm. So leather weaving we can absolutely do, and again, just depending on where it's used, arm detail is great, back would definitely work. We would maybe want to put some reinforcing material inside of that just to make sure, again, it supports the back or the back cushion and the weight, but leather weaving is something that we can do as well. So again, just to recap, woven materials are absolutely something that I'm seeing a lot lately in Specify, and just be sure that you let us know whether you want it single caned or double caned, whether you like the tightly woven cane or the more open traditional cane, and again, whether it's something that you would want a resin or you would want natural material, and what finishes you would want to show for that material and for the spine. And again, just going over leather and some of the details that we're able to do there. So today, thanks Shatu for reminding us that we wanted to go over this, and I hope it was helpful, and we'll see you next time.